Hello world, Colin here with Harness Money. Are you or are you not going to be an investor into the ARKX Cathie Wood Space Exploration ETF? This is what I want to talk about today. And go ahead and smash that like button to help me grow this channel and reach as many people as possible. My mission is to help you and everybody else build wealth, because that is the whole point of my work, is to help everybody reach financial independence so they can live their very best lives. And let's get into my thoughts on the Cathie Wood ARKX Space Exploration ETFs. It just launched and it didn't do as well as people were expecting, but I actually kind of saw that coming, that it takes a little bit for ETFs and these types of funds to really take hold and become something worth investing into in the minds of investors. It's not exactly like an IPO where there's a lot of buzz or a lot of hype in this one particular company and people are desperate to get in there. ETFs are a collection of businesses, so to me it takes a little bit more time to become a little bit more established. But let's go through the pros and the cons of this exploration ETF, of this fund. Let's start with the cons. Let's start with the things that I don't like about this ETF or about this trade or this investment. Number one, my first thing is that this is an ETF. I have actually moved away from investing into ETFs. I think if you're a brand new investor, it is great. It is imperative that you do start out with one good solid fund, because that provides you a base of security. You are investing into multiple different companies, or you're investing into the total stock market. I actually started with that, with VTI, the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. I still hold it today, and I have been diversifying away from that into individual stocks. Why? Because ETFs are very safe. They provide a lot of safety for you, but they also limit the upside potential. Because you have so many different companies into one fund, if one company does a banner year, they have a record profits or record net income revenue, that doesn't necessarily affect the entire fund. The fund has to move as a unit. The entire sector has to move as a unit for this to be profitable. So I would rather take the risk of investing into individual stocks that I believe are going to do killer, that are going to do well. Now, it's very interesting to see what names are in this fund. It was kind of unexpected to see what is in this fund, and there are a few reasons for it. So the ones that I didn't expect were Google, Amazon, Netflix, Nvidia. There were some aerospace ones in there that kind of surprised me, but it was really eye-opening to see what was in this fund, because the more you think about it, everything is almost classified as space. Every sector of the market can touch the space economy, can touch launching satellites or launching products into space. You've got aerospace, you've got materials, you've got machinery, you have software, you have hardware, you have just fuel. All these different pieces must come together in order to launch computers into space, because that's exactly what's happening. You're really launching, 1,000 computers up into space, and then you're connecting those to the Earth. So that is the piece of space that I am really excited about, that I really do believe has big potential, and that is the satellites being launched into space. Maybe we can put broadband across the entire globe to serve underserved countries or third world countries, and even in the United States. Maybe it would be better internet quality to have satellites in the space and all these towers on the ground. I don't know. That is still to be determined. But I think it is something to look into. Now, the other con that I have with the space exploration is that it is an ETF, and ETFs have management fees. So you are definitely paying a fee to be invested into this ETF, especially because the ARK family of funds are actively managed funds rather than passively managed. So they are making decisions about when to buy and sell the equities that are in this fund, and that requires a price. That doesn't come for free. So you are paying to be invested. So if the market does an X number per year, you're going to make less than that, because they're going to be taking a fee out of that performance. So for me, I'd rather not pay those fees. I want my fees to be as low as possible. I have always been working to get my fees down, not just in my investment life, but this is something you should do in your personal life. The lower your expenses, the lower your fees can be in your life, the more money you will have to invest in the market, to go out and buy equities, to go buy disruptive companies, to go buy the technology companies that are out there, or just your blue chip dividend stocks. So I try to eliminate my fees as much as possible. Now, the next item is a pro and a con. The thing that I like and dislike about the ARK space is that there are a lot of brand new companies that are coming onto the scene that are included in this name. I wrote down some of the names right here. You've got Rocket Lab, Black Sky, Momentous, Redwire, Trimble. These are all newer businesses that are capitalizing on the moment, that have big dreams in the future, which is what I love. I love young companies that are hungry, that are trying to grow and are determined to increase their revenue and their net income, because the earlier you can get in, the longer you can ride that wave up to become the next Google or the next Coca-Cola. So these companies are hungry, but they're not yet proven. The thing that I don't like about space is that if you're going to be an investor into this ARK fund, I would probably recommend that you be a little bit on the younger side, because I see this as being at least a decades-long trade play, that you need to be in this for the long term. And when I say long term, I really mean 20 to 30 years. I think it's going to be 20 to 30 years before we actually see an economy in space, before these companies are really profitable. I'm looking at SpaceX and Virgin Orbit, or Virgin Galactic. Those companies haven't quite yet created a revenue stream. They haven't proven that they can have revenue and have net income. So I am still a little bit skeptical about how well the space economy is going to be. That's why I think there are other companies that are a little bit more exciting. So it's the double-edged sword. I like that these companies are young and hungry, and that they are going to be determined to prove that they have value and increase their share price over time. But the thing I dislike is that they're also younger, and they're going after a new market that I'm not sure is there yet. I'm not sure if we're ready, versus a company like Tesla. Tesla is the outlier that proved that there was an appetite for electric vehicles, and then actually executed on the mission of creating a line of cars. So that scares me away a little bit. So am I going to be an investor in the ARK space fund? I am not going to be an investor. But the thing that I love about the ARK family of ETFs is that Cathie Wood is so very smart. I always try to find people that are smarter than me, or that are thinking different than me, or have different ideas than me. And I think she's brilliant, and I think the team that she has assembled is great. I really do think they are great at analyzing companies and determining which companies are disruptive, but are also going to be profitable in the future. So my play is that I'm looking at this fund and some of the other ones, the ARK Innovation, the ARK Genomics fund, and I'm looking at those and saying, okay, what are the best companies that are in these funds? I'm going to invest in just a handful of these companies that are going to be the best, and I am going to hold on to those and play those rather than investing into the actual fund. But I want to know from you, are you going to be an investor? Or sound off, leave a comment about if you think that it is worth your time and money and effort to be invested into the ARK space exploration. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to smash that like button, and remember, make good money choices. Till next time.